Lexus is the high-end version basically of Toyota, and they have been renowned to making like high-end luxury vehicles which are ultra reliable and last forever. Taking into example Matt Farah's million-mile Lexus, his engine's never been opened and it's done 1 million miles and counting. In this case, this is probably Lexus's, or Lexi, or however you want to say it, this their peak vehicle in terms of performance, their V10 LFA from 2010. From what I remember, they'd been developing this vehicle since the 90s, and because technology for vehicles had advanced so much in that time in terms of materials, technology, engine management, and even engine performance, it ended up being way more expensive and taking way longer to implement into the modern environment than it should have been, which is why it got outclassed so easily by stuff like I guess it would have been in the era of the Ferrari 458, like the initial 458. Even the 430 probably would have outperformed this, along with the SLS AMG and the 993 Porsches, I believe, would be from around that area. 993 or 991 Gen 1, I believe, would be around that area. So, enough of that rambling. This can be obtained in the Brand Central for quite a bit of money, 1.5 million, which is, I believe, way too overpriced for this vehicle, but it's here anyway. And I'm going to end up buying it. We'll review it stock and then we'll review it maxed out. Spoiler alert if you're looking at the top of the screen. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead buy this one. I'm going to buy another one. You can get this in international B if you get all gold in the new licenses. But there we go. I'm going to buy this and then I'm going to go to A track and drive it about stock, and then we'll drive the maxed one out and see how they compare. It's a nice clear morning here at Watkins Glen short course. I thought I'd be able to do a clubman race, but it turns out I needed sport soft tyres and this went 30 performance points over the 600 pp limit. So decided to go into a custom race and we'll see how it drives stock. As I've seen first reactions to this, haven't driven it yet. Okay, it's manual. As in, it sticks. Oh, Jesus Christ! The Carrera GT came in from nowhere. Does sound great. Does pop and crackle as well, which is nice. It does sound very, very like the real car. I have been fortunate enough to have heard and seen an LFA in real life, and the sound is quite accurate, I'd say. Okay, don't know why he braked there. You can tell it's lacking torque with high revving lightweight V10 engines. They always lack in the torque department. Like, you can kind of just feel it, like all the power's at the top end and it doesn't really pull through the gear as much. I don't know, but it seems to handle pretty smoothly. I'd expect it to be paying 1.5 million for this. But it's definitely, performance to price ratio is very low because you've got quite mediocre performance for too much money. And I think in the past few updates in general, they've had to, the road cars have seemed to handle very, very weirdly. They tend to understeer a lot. Oh, my fellow LFA, oh, he's now been crunched. But yeah, road cars seem to understeer a lot. Even if they're mid-engine, they don't even seem to get the tail out that often enough. have a little bit of third person view. I reckon it sounds better in hood view because you're closer to the engine. Well, I'm gonna pause the game, unplug my mic, and you can see how this car sounds. Sun slowly sets here at Watkins Glen. I figured I'd go over the tuning sheet and all the installable parts. Obviously pause if you actually want to copy this, I doubt it, but this is a setup that I don't know if it's stock or if I changed it. I did make it look like the Nürburgring track package, so it's got a little bit of aero on it, and I painted it orange, and it's got wide wheels as well. It's all been upgraded. All the parts that are able to be installed have been installed. Naturally aspirated, notice, so can't put a turbo, can't put a supercharger on it. It's all 708 horsepower of V10 Yamaha juicy goodness, and there's also a few ultimate parts in there as well. So these are all the parts list. You know what, let's just get on the track and see what it sounds like. Groovy music in that. It does scream. It is very loud. It's got that kind of artificial buzzy noise that all racing exhaust cars tend to have. It does seem to handle quite well, even on the sports hards. Just got to be smooth with your inputs. You can do a bit of off-roading here just to get past these slow people. Oh, Aventador slick shots around the inside. Obviously we are again at Watkins Glen short course. Held a nice little drift there. I did go off the road a little bit, but we can gloss over that. Minor details. Still has the same problem as the stock one in terms of the lack of torque. It seems to be like it drives like an old school turbocharged car, yet with all the drawbacks and none of the benefits. It seems to have all of its power at the top end, no torque, and a lot of delay for it to. It takes time for it to pick up speed, which is a bit strange to say to a naturally aspirated vehicle. But then again, I think this was tuned more for sound and smoothness over performance. Well, performance not being the primary factor of this engine, I'm guessing. But then again, this is a game, so. So yeah, I will be quiet for the rest of the lap. You may hear my controller clicking from all the changing gears and the slight vibration from the haptic feedback triggers. Apologies if you can hear that. You can't really filter anything while recording straight from PlayStation. But yeah, I'll be quiet so you can hear this V10 scream, and I'll catch you on the next review.